We'll have a moment of silent meditation pledge to the flag. Thank you.
I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. It's May 11th. It is 10:03, and we had our election yesterday, and I'm glad that everyone is up and awake, and we're going to move forward. All three county commissioners are here. We will have consents and approvals.
Morning.
And I have my coffee.
Okay, good. So we have no exonerations to approve this morning. Minutes for May 4th, 2022. Vouchers, General County Fund, $397,528.06. 911, $3,484.95. Chestnut Ridge Park, $4,241.40. Camp Muffley, $2,649.41. Mason-Dixon Park, $600.87. Mon County Center, $4,374.71. Assessor's valuation, $2,238.35. Payroll, $1,713,107.38. Excuse me. Purchasing card vouchers, General County Fund, $17,159.40. 911, $1,775.85. Chestnut Ridge Park, $89.95. Camp Muffley, $1,181.85. Mon County Center, $781.02. And assessor's valuation, $2,206.36 for a voucher total of $2,151,419.56. We have.
Move to, I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Okay. Budget revisions for that require state approval for general fund, prosecuting attorney, state grants, local health department, and social services. Position vacancies for boards and authorities are listed on our website. And fiduciary orders for May 11th, 2022.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Pop moves in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Fiduciary order, we have under an objection to creditor claims in the estate of Chapman, but we've not heard anything yet.
Yeah, that's still outstanding.
So that's we'll just move it on to the
You're
next.
still waiting on the report from the fiduciary
Yeah,
commission.
from the
Yes.
fiduciary.
A recommendation, rather.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay, great. Any introduction of new employees?
No.
Okay. Comments from the public. At this time, if anyone likes to come up and speak to us, we'd love to listen and hear what you have to say. Anyone interested? Great. Yeah, come on up. And say, if you could state your name and your address, please.
Yes, sir. My name is Kevin Kopniski. I'm from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. And I did some research on Mr. Sikора's broadband expansion in West Virginia. And my company, BreezeLine, is a Kojiko company out of Canada. We're on the New York Stock Exchange. We've been in business for 60 years. We're formerly Atlantic Broadband. We were Atlantic Broadband because we run from Maine all the way down to Florida. We're in parts of Maryland, Virginia. Now we're branching out into West Virginia, but the great thing about it is we're offering you all fiber. So your download speeds, upload speeds, Zoom meetings are fast with 1 gigabyte. I'd like to meet with Mr. Sikora after this instead of boring you guys about all the internet. But we're not trying to kick Comcast out. We know that they're #1 in the United States. We're number 8th. But we're hungry, we're growing, and we're the only company offering the Cheat area in Brookhaven. Right now, we go live May 24th. Our hub is in Saberton, and we'll go live May 24th with fiber. So I just want to come up, introduce myself, our company, and hopefully I can get a meeting with Mr. Sikora, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Any questions?
We will respond, since the meeting isn't long, we will respond if any of the commissioners would like to respond. We're just not allowed to respond during this time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Anyone else would like to speak? Okay, seeing none, do we have any grants? Good. Correspondence, great correspondence. Press release from the Governor, Jim Justice, regarding support of the proposed Harmony Grove I-79 interchange project. And we just need to
That's
say
pretty
that
much it.
that is it. Did anybody want to even respond to that, since it is really big news?
No, I'd like to say it's long awaited. It's almost 4 years to the day that we had the first meeting with En route regarding the interchange and the possibility of the interchange. I actually had a sidebar with Glenn Adrian in November of 17 when he was in here for a bond issue, and we talked about it. And I said, well, we need to get in here and we need to talk about it, because you know, the expansion at that time, the expansion of the industrial park would have meant a lot to the expansion of some of the current businesses that are there. So as we all know, in February of 18 we had River Road slide. So it really kind of pushed the agenda as far as, hey, we ought to talk about this sooner rather than later. So then May, I think it was May 6th, 2018, we had our first discussion of that. And, you know, that's almost 4 years to the day of the Governor Justice's announcement. So we're happy for the governor's commitment, and we're looking forward to moving this project forward because it's widely needed. So.
Good.
Yeah, we are ecstatic. We can finally mention the name of the company that's coming in, but it's not just the economic development, which could be phenomenal in that park and will be a welcome addition to the community. But as Sean indicated, the access to that end of the county is going to be greatly improved. Right now, River Road and DuPont Road are the primary two access points to a couple of schools. That when River Road has slips or slides, it makes it very difficult. And we had an ice problem one year where a tractor trailer was down on DuPont, and you really couldn't get to the school without going down and coming in from the south. So, as much as anything that's going to give us safety and access to the school and that entire end of the county, it should be great for economic development. We look forward to really pushing this thing forward.
Yeah. And sometimes these things don't move as fast as people would like,
Sure.
but they are moving. I mean, this is a long process, and even in between, we had our collaboration agreement with the DOH to improve the upper part of River Road so that as more traffic was on it because of the slip. So we've been working this issue for 4.5 years, and I'm glad that it's finally going to occur.
And ironically, that day 1 year ago, Facebook kicked in and told me that that's when we met with DOH about
In
exit
Charleston.
155 in Charleston. So it was exactly 1 year ago on that day. So that's a good day for us. And we're very excited that the governor is the key final component in moving this forward. So we're very appreciative of the governor for doing that. Do we have any other correspondence?
No,
Unfinished business?
none.
Oh, we're in a row. New business. To consider for approval an appointment to the Mon County Planning Commission.
Joe Woodman-Kaler has been serving on the Planning Commission. He is asking to be reappointed. We haven't had any other applicants.
Move to approve the reappointment.
Second?
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Consideration of requisition number 65 for the University Town Center Economic Opportunity Development District subcount.
Move to approve requisition 65 as presented.
Second?
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Wait, do you want the amount?
Oh,
Yeah.
for the amount of,
The amount is important.
$1,022,983.55.
and that is, what, is that one of the highest amounts?
That is the highest we've received so far, and with one more month left to report, we're 60% over last year's collections.
Great.
So
Wow, great.
this is really going as projected. And I went back and forth with who's Rob work for? Cruz and Associates. And about where we were, and they confirmed that, yes, we're ahead of projections. Now, we have some built-in debt service escalations that are coming up, so we need to continue these increases, but we are ahead of projections that were established when we did the last bond issue.
That is really good news. Okay. To consider for approval, request for use of the Courthouse Square on May 30th, 2022 for a Veterans Memorial Day ceremony.
Move to approve the request as presented.
Second?
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
To consider sponsorship for the Cheat Lake Rotary's 2022 Flags for Heroes program.
I move that we approve sponsorship request as presented in the amount of $1,500, which would allow 30 of our employees to have a flag named for their hero. And as we did in the past, requests will be honored on a first-come, first-served basis.
Second.
Properly moved and second, and yes, we weren't able to do this last year, and in fact, what we were also hoping to do, if these, well, we're planning on putting up flags for around the Monongalia County Center, and when the interims are here, so they will also see them. So we'll have them all over the county. So we're very excited about
One
this.
question clarification.
Yes.
If an employee had taken advantage of this previously, do they need to do that again?
Yes, they would.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is each year.
Okay.
And it doesn't also have to be a military hero. It could be someone who
A
is,
community hero.
yeah, a community hero in any which way.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I know Mark Music is going to beat me to it. He'll probably put in for Bob Bell.
Yes.
And Tom, I have a check for you for 3 of them, personal ones that I'm going to do that I'd like to give you before I leave. But
Okay.
Since Mark will be taking care of Bob, I won't have him on my list.
Thank you. No, I'm very excited about that. Okay, properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Do we have any other new business?
No.
Oh, we're moving quickly. Reports from elected officials or department supervisors. Come on down, Mark.
We'll be brief. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Mark.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Commissioner. Congratulations. Just to update, as we do for our field work, we began our field work here a week ago, and we are currently in Blacksville and Battelle, and we'll be moving into Cass and Clay as the other parts. Then I'll be announcing as we get closer to Grant coming up. But right now, Blacksville, Battelle is where we're currently working into and getting ready to go into Cass.
Okay.
Okay?
And Mark, if you wouldn't mind hanging around for a couple minutes after the meeting?
Yeah. Sure.
So we can talk to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Anyone else? Latina, do you want to respond? Okay. No problem. Okay, reports from county commissioners. Sean.
Since the last meeting, last Wednesday night, I did go to the Mon County Middle School Track and Field Championships at the Aquatic and Track Center at Mylan Park. And it's such, I love the middle school events because there's just so many of the kids that just envelop that whole facility. And the rain held off, and it was really wonderful to see our community out utilizing that world-class facility. So I look forward to the one tomorrow. There's a regional high
Yes.
school championships are at the Aquatic and Track Center. So looking forward to, again, if the weather continues like it has yesterday and today, we should have great weather. And again, it's nice just to see the whole community come out and embrace that facility. Last Thursday, we had Mylan Park Foundation Executive Committee met regarding their grand opening discussions. So we had, I made sure that we are coordinating the event that we'll have at the Mon County Center. And then we also had that meeting with Morgantown Community Resources in the city here in Chambers. So thank you, Commissioner Bloom, for organizing that. I think it was a good it was a good conversation, community conversation, and it went very well. Sometimes when you don't want to have these difficult conversations, just plowing forward, and it always ends up better than expected. So the result was better than expected, and I'm glad that we had the conversation. And kudos to the Morgantown Community Resources Group. I mean, from the beginning, even with the acquiring of this building and all this, I mean, they've put their neck out so many times to make this project work. And individuals like Mark Nesselrode, who did most of the speaking at the meeting, and again, Mark's usually in the background kind of making everything happen, but Mark, Lynn Dotson, Ron Justice, who came to the meeting, and I'm going to forget some of the other names, but these individuals that are David Goldberg, all those guys, these people that are making that community resource facility, that community asset work, you need to be applauded. Especially with how they mobilized with that storm. I've never seen anything like that. Friday we had staff reports. Monday I went and got my 4th COVID. So I do want to remind people that COVID numbers are creeping up. I have the recent numbers from this week, and we're back almost up to 20 again. We're at 17.4. So again, every personal responsibility. Everybody needs to take the measures they need to take to protect themselves and their family and their coworkers. So it's not gone yet. So, and if you're eligible for a booster, please go get it. Yesterday we had, on Monday night, we had our first softball practice of the year. So that's why I got the shot in this arm, because I knew that this arm was going to hurt after softball.
Practice.
Anyhow, yesterday we had our JUMA meeting, a joint use management agreement that manages the Aquatic and Track Center, and it was a good report. The numbers are still trending up. Tom, we had a long discussion about some of the problems that were encountered again, these are all opportunities to grow. But we had a long discussion about that. We had the discussion about your mini swimmers program, which you'll probably, you're on top of, and we appreciate your efforts in that regard. And last night, we all met for the return of the results for the election. Today's a regular day. Tomorrow I have Partnership Executive Committee meeting, Red Team meeting, Development Authority meeting, and then those track regionals. I hope to be able to make it up there to see them. Friday we have a tag up regarding our interims meeting that's going to be here. The interims are going to be held here at the end of May, and then we had staff reports. Lastly, I'd like to commend our clerk, as we do always, on the effectiveness and smoothness of the elections. We were done again by 9, and there was some worry about, with all the changes in the districts and the precincts, that people are going to be confused and, the results would be dragged out. Now, we felt that maybe the canvassing would take a long time because of the extra districts. We only have 46 provisionals? So that's amazing. The sad part is turnout was horrible.
18%.
I don't know what it was, but
2.2%.
yeah, turnout was horrible. I thought it was lower than that. But anyhow, you get the government you deserve. So people need to really come out and be involved in the election process and come out and have their voices known and heard. Again, I mentioned the COVID numbers. I did want to address that one issue. I was going to do it under correspondence, the issue with the wire on the Smithtown Road. And that highlights the need for local control of some of the infrastructure for fiber lines, cable lines. We had a line that was apparently fell down on Smithtown Road, and it was blocking a lady's driveway. Right. Anything other than a car that went through a driveway couldn't get in or out without fear of ripping the whole line and, causing an accident. And we couldn't get anybody to come and do anything about it. And the lady reached out to us through social media, and we got engaged. Tom contacted DOH, I contacted Mecca 911. Comcast came out and said it was Frontier's problem. Frontier came out, and we got to our contacted Frontier. He came out and said, no, it's Comcast's problem.
Sir, if you ever have a problem
So we went back and forth. And then somebody from Frontier contacted the lady and said, no, it's Windstream Communications line, and gave him a contact, which was a DOH employee.
Yeah.
So, it was all over the place. Finally, Comcast went and fixed it, even though it wasn't their line, and it turns out it was a Mon Power fiber line.
Oh, really?
So it's supposedly fixed, I think.
It
Tom,
is.
if you
I went by there. They're very happy. It's back where.
But the communication process works
This
if people
happens
just
all the time.
let us know. But sometimes it's just as frustrating for us as it is for the public, answering some of these questions. And thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming. I've had communication from you guys wanting to meet. We're right at that point where we're just getting our consultants, our follow-on consultant agreements in place, the individuals that helped us develop our plan. We have follow-on agreements for helping us manage the deployment going forward. And part of that is, so as we have different partners like yourself, what is the process for how we're going to communicate with these partners and decide that, you know, how everything interacts. So I was waiting until we actually get to that point where we can kind of like, okay, here's what we need to know from you, here's what you need to know from us, and having those conversations with the ISPs. So we certainly are certainly interested in talking, and you know, it's about how can we provide service to the whole community as soon as possible. And you know, if something that you guys are planning to do fits in with our plan or affords the opportunity for us to adjust our plans, we certainly want to have that conversation. But I'm not an IT expert. I'm just a project manager that's managing project, and I wanted to make sure that we had everybody in the room that really needed to ask the right questions and make sure we were doing the same thing. We're having the same conversations with Windstream. That they provide service through Greene County, and they want to help out. But before we can get to the point where we're sitting down and saying, how can you help out, we wanted to make sure that we're asking the right questions and communicating the right information. So we will be reaching out to you, and I'd certainly love to sit down and hear what you're talking about. But there'll be times when you're telling me things and I don't know what you're talking about. So that's why I got to have my experts in the room. So I understand gig, and that's what I want. That's what I want across the whole county. So I appreciate you coming and talking to us, and we can exchange cards after the meeting if you don't mind.
I appreciate it, sir. And,
Okay.
Sorry for being so tenacious.
Oh no,
That's quite all right.
that's what we want. We
Yeah.
recently were interviewing employees, and it was just like we had the same issue where some of them was just one job really bad, and you know, I commend effort. You know, and that's it.
Okay.
Just also want to echo Sean's sentiment about our clerk and the entire clerk staff and our volunteer poll workers. Couldn't go on without them. We appreciate all the efforts, and again, there's never a question with our elections. They're certified quickly, and they're fast and accurate, and we feel confident in that. Also like to thank, in particular, Sean for a project he's been working on the last week or so, along with our assessor Mark and the auditor's office. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes and financial aspect of things and budgeting and projecting forward that, quite frankly, is a little out of my bailiwick, and Sean's an expert at it, and he is always willing to put in the time to get a fix and get things done the right way. So Sean, along with Renetta and Mark, I thank you for all your efforts in that regard and getting that situation on the right page. So that's all I've got, Tom.
Tom, if you don't mind, I
go
forgot to
ahead.
say something. I really want to commend my opponent, Charles Hartzog, for throwing his hat in the ring and seeking public office. It's good to see the young people getting involved, and you know, that's the way a campaign should be done, where it's not adversarial. And if you feel like your opponent really just has the best interests of the community at heart, and it makes it so much easier. And you know, Charles, you know, even to the point of, you know, after we did the count last night, I gave him a ride home.
Yeah.
So that's the way it should be. In another race, is particularly like that, is the Conservation District race.
Right.
I mean, that race between Andrew Price and Mark Myers, it was like the two chipmunks. You know, they were like, oh no, he's better, he's good at this, and he's really good at this. And it's refreshing sometimes to see that level of communication and that level of just sportsmanship. And that's the way it should be. Unfortunately, those are the exceptions rather than the rule. And you know, but we can keep trying. So.
Okay. I have 5 quick issues. First, I can't say enough about March Weston and Lytle Construction, who put back the roof on HHH in 24 hours. I mean, people just do not believe it. I mean, I'm not a religious person, but I think it's a work of God when Ron Lytle gets 30,000 square feet of roofing 2 days before this happens, and he just gives them the roofing so we're able to take care of it. And because of that, today at 11 o'clock, I worked out with Mountain Line. They are going over to Hotel M. I was going to say Club M. Hotel M, and they are picking up the residents and bringing them back to Bartlett House. So that is at 11 o'clock today. And I appreciate Mountain Line for coming through on that. Second thing, you had mentioned the Mon County micro swimmers. Dr. Campbell called me yesterday, and I've coordinating with him and Jennifer to finalize the busing, and let's get that all cleared up so that the public knows what's going on. I do know that the vouchers were sent out to all the second graders, and that's to learn how to swim, and they're finalizing the program. Third, I want to get myself probably in trouble. I want to throw out my support for Granville and Latinos here. There is an editorial today, and if it wasn't for Granville coming to us, expediting the concerns of their area on University Town Center, and they've done everything we've asked. We're working together. We're moving through the process. And to say that it's not moving fast enough, that's the way the system is, and we have to make sure safety. So I want to say thank you, and we are very supportive of what you're doing, and we will get it resolved in a timely manner, but we have to go through the process. But
and I would say that the paper needs to concentrate on providing accurate information, and
Yes.
we're doing things, and we're trying to get things done. And it's less than helpful when they're throwing food from the sidelines, trying to obstruct our efforts.
And
So-
if you would please go back to your city council and say that we're very supportive and we're very disappointed in that editorial.
Thank you.
Okay, and finally, I apologize, Kevin, I'm really bad with names. I heard your first name. I did receive a phone call from your company to talk about you all coming into town. I did mention one thing, and afterwards I'd like to find out. One of the questions I did ask was, are you going to have an office in Mon County? And they first told me no. And as you can see, the kind of problems we're dealing with, I'm hoping if you do come back and you are going to be picked and run fiber in our county, it's really important to have a local office, because when there's questions or concerns, it makes it a lot easier to work with. And that's just something I have thrown out. But you did also, must have got the information, because I did say to talk with Sean, and you did do research about what's going on. So I really appreciate that, and we look forward to talking to you afterwards. One more. Yes, you mentioned COVID. Unfortunately, my son-in-law is running in an election, and it's next Tuesday, and he got COVID yesterday. So the last week of his election in Philadelphia, and he's now has COVID. So please be very, very careful with.
Before you adjourn,
Yes.
just a couple clarifications on the Flags for Heroes program.
Yes.
When do you want to cut off? When are you guys going to stop putting up flags?
We are going to put up flags the week before Memorial Day.
Okay.
So as soon as, there's really no cutoff point, but we would like them as soon as possible
Okay.
in the next 2 weeks.
So if I
And
say
we're going to put it up earlier for the ones over at the
so let's say
Mile and Pond.
let's say the 26th. That's the Thursday
That would be
before.
great.
Okay.
Yes. And there's a
And-
form that they would fill out, and it just gives the information. And there's going to be a lot more that we're going to do besides a website, the newspaper. There's a number of different items we are going to do.
Okay. So there still is a website where people can leave messages.
Yes, we'll be
Okay.
working all that
Are
out.
you wanting Renetta to capture the information and give it to them, or you want them to go to a website, because won't they have
Well,
to
I'd
pay?
rather have them get the
Yeah.
paper. And so if we hand out the paper, you get it back, I will then take it to the right spot.
Okay. I just need to craft an email out to the
Yes.
offices to make sure.
So
that
to get
everybody's
back to
aware.
you, and then I will take it to the individuals.
And I think the way we did that last time was it
First-
one per employee
Yeah,
until.
one per employee.
But if they're not all taken, then people can do
Yes.
multiples.
Yeah. That
Yes.
was what we did last time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We be gone.